You want to be in control of everything? Well, you have to consciously breathe all day long, but you don't want to be too conscious. It'll mess you up. So, you know, we're only just so powerful here as humans on this wreck of a planet. So, yeah. There we go. Thank God I could be on here in front of Vitamin Shop, so I guess they're okay with that. There's a circular breathing that someone like Kenny G, the saxophonist, you know, younger generation would know who I'm talking about. But he would talk about a circular breath thing that he learned to help him play better saxophone, like longer notes and all this stuff. But to be overly conscious of one's breathing could wind you up, you know, and could wind you up in, you know, natural world breath jail. What, you want to take over? You know, it's supposed to be a natural occurrence that you don't think about too much, you know. So, Will Ellsworth here with some music. He's setting up or taking a break, I can't tell. Huck Finn is a masterpiece. This retelling just might be too. And Barnes & Noble had to move over here, so there's the new Barnes & Noble. It was over on Walnut, you know, around the block in a bigger, much larger space. Now they're going to convert that to Smallville. So L'Aquila. But they used to have seating outside. They were one of the places who had seating out the longest. But they finally wrapped it up. You know, a lot of people had outdoor dining chalets. And after things started to get back to normal after the pandemic, slowly, one by one, restaurants started to get rid of their dining chalets. I think they had to pay like a permit to keep them. And L'Aquila was one of the last. It's a little like gelato, food, eatery, bar, whatever you want to call it. Just past the Bruno Brothers on my left, and T-Mobile on my right. That's what I was going to do. And Pete's over there with someone broke the game board. It's almost like the glass ceiling. Someone broke the glass ceiling. Someone broke the game board. And I couldn't be happier as a non-game player that someone crashed through the game board, got rid of it forever. Go straight? Do go over? Okay. So one piece of proof of that is the game board sculpture over by City Hall, like across the street. Gone. They finally dismantled it after like 20 years or so. It was called Your Move, and they finally got rid of it. I couldn't be happier. Tampa Bay, Dream Girls, you know, all advertised here on the bus shelter.
Yeah, and I'm like,
So other people might see a checkered flag for a racetrack. I see a game board just because Philly is so much about some sort of stupid game. Trust me on that one. I'm the expert in, oh, did someone use me as a pawn? No longer. So that's why they get rid of the sculpture. Got rid of it, like before Mayor Parker got in. Your Move, dominoes, chess, Monopoly, Othello, checkers, you know, all gone. All those game pieces that were on the skirting of a city municipal building just north of City Hall. You used to be able to come out of there, an entryway there for the subway, but they closed it all down, so that section is not accessible right now. I'm supposed to keep going this way. Jenny's Ice Cream. So I saw some, oh, I know, beep, 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 you know, I saw a video YouTuber called Shacked out of California, like Santa Monica and so forth and so on. And some guy who happened to seemingly own a maroon car. So maroon cars are just, they need to get rid of the color maroon, for one, because we see it as a signal at this point in time.
You hated glowworms, right?
But he was violently attacked. In his, you know, his head was violently, he had like serious wounds to his head. But anyway, he was near a Jenny's Ice Cream. Was that or somewhere else? So anyway, they showed like shots of, you know, the response team or whatever, medics or what have you, police. And Jenny's was in the back. I saw Jenny's. Lights out here, and we've got 9F and T45 truck enforcement. I'm not sure whether to go or not, but I guess we'll go. So Jenny's is in that video today on Shaft because of a guy who got kicked in the head or violently attacked. And it's like Venice Beach, Santa Monica-ish, so forth and so on. Should we go or wait for Cadillac? So Jenny's has really good vegan Texas sheet cake ice cream. You can go in and get samples. You don't have to buy anything. That's what I learned as a freegan. Freegan, a vegan or a freegan. So, can I turn around now? Motto. If you ever visit Philly, I would recommend the Motto. It's perfectly located centrally in a very good place and on the lower side price-wise. I wound up in like twice I've stayed there, and it was a similar type unit. So, you know, it's like a queen size bed. It's a tiny space, but it's got a good vibe. It feels good. You know, it's clean, all this other stuff. So I would recommend the Motto. It has a good vibe. What can I say? Some of the other hotels, never go to the Best Western, please. God, that is Suicide City, Best Western. Just never go there. Motto all the way with a little rabbit, coffee over here. So cute. And it's like, it has a little restaurant thing in the back with an outdoor section, and it's just got a good vibe all around. I would totally recommend it. There it is, the Motto. Here next to Swiss House. And now it's by Chow, I guess. You know, just north of Ludlow. Or south. I keep reversing my direction, sorry. Just south of Ludlow. The weird thing is, in the city, because the streets kind of angle up as you go south, you want to say north. You're like, this is actually on an incline, even though you're going south. The north, you know, see that guy had to pump his way up this little tiny incline. Now what? So, we will sneak down Ludlow, and I'll show you Condesa or Condesa or whatever it's called. Hopefully I've been on it right. Healthy eats. Healthy picks and all that. So this is so cute. It used to be Philly Pod. They have New York pods and everything, but the pandemic forced them to switch to the Motto. Now they have Condesa or Condesa or whatever it is. I always think of Condoleezza Rice. How cute is that? Little rabbit. I guess it's called a micro-tel, like a micro-hotel or similar. My experience was good, so it's been quite a few years, you know. I was there when it first opened, which was just at the precipice of the pandemic, because I needed to pick up things that I left behind when I moved to Florida for 2.5 years. I still have belongings up here that at first were with friends and family. And I stayed there, and it just changed from Philly Pod to Motto just when the pandemic started. I guess I came just after the pandemic. No one was there. I was one of the first people to even call for a reservation. The phone number had just been set up. I was one of the first people ever to step in that building.